Hello, everybody. Welcome to a Fortress Comic News one-shot. This is going to be my top 5 Marvel Cinematic Universe movies as of the end of 2017. I'm going to start at number 5. Number 5, I have Captain America Winter Soldier. I fucking love this movie. It is a 2014 movie directed by the Russo brothers, starring Chris Evans as Captain America, Sebastian Stan as Winter Soldier, and of course, the great Samuel Jackson as Nick Fury, among others. This movie in particular, I really love it. It follows a storyline by the same name by Ed Brubaker from the early 2000s. Really great. It's the return of Bucky Barnes. What happened to him after the war? He was thought dead. Turns out he wasn't. He was actually programmed by the Russians to be a assassin and goes about doing his thing, all the while Cap trying to figure out who's behind these murders, and eventually finds out it's his old pal Bucky and wants to save him. With all of these movies, there's a common theme of really taking a comic book movie and making a genre movie out of it, and this one, it really falls into a genre that I love a lot, which is the spy movie. So, from top to bottom, this movie's really good. What I love about this is a sequel that you really don't need to see the first movie to enjoy, but it does help, and just a really great movie. Number 4, AntMan. Now, I tend to be in the minority on this, but I really, really like AntMan. This is directed by Peyton Reed and stars Paul Rudd as Scott Lang, Ant-Man. This is a 2015 movie. This came out after Winter Soldier. And what's great about this is it kind of came out of nowhere. We all were like, Ant-Man? Like, really? Nobody cares. But when it came together, it turned out to be something really special. And they created a heist movie inside the superhero world with the enemy being the Yellow Jacket, and just this amazing fight scene of... It's weird to say, but it's this amazing fight scene that's grand and giant, but it takes place on a little toy train set, and it's just that iconic image of... Sorry, it makes me laugh when I think about it, but it's an iconic image of Yellow Jacket about to get hit by Thomas the Train. And it's like this big, robust moment, and then, bam, Thomas hits him, and it just like goes to shit. And they cut out, and they cut to it from like the real world perspective, and it's just like this little train going, so great. And then Michael Pena. Michael Pena really stands out in this movie because Michael Pena is the comedic relief of this movie. You look forward to those moments with Michael Pena, and it makes me wonder what they're going to do with him come sequel time, because that time is coming. So my number 3 is Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. Now, a lot of people prefer Volume 1. I am in the camp of Volume 2. Really love Volume 2. With an amazing cast. This is a 2017 movie. This came out this year. And is directed by James Gunn. With a huge cast. Chris Pratt. Zoe Saldana. Dave Bautista. Vin Diesel. Bradley Cooper. And don't forget Michael Rooker. Just... everything about this movie really expanded upon what the first movie was, made it great, and had that real like Empire Strikes Back moment of Yondu falling and dying at the end, having that great line of "I'm Mary Poppins, y'all." Like everything about this movie was just so much fun from Baby Groot on up, and I really think it deserves to be seen as better than the first movie. It really does strike me. I think when it's all said and done, it's going to be The Empire Strikes Back of the Guardians trilogy. So my number 2. My number 2 is a little weird, but stick with me through number 1. I'm going with The Avengers. The Avengers 2012 movie directed by Joss Whedon with everyone. Chris Evans, Mark Ruffalo, Robert Downey Jr., Chris Hemsworth, Jeremy Renner, Scarlett Johansson, and John Hiddleston. Just an amazing cast. The first time they'd ever taken a universe of movies and brought them together for the team movie. This is what really started it all. This is when we really fell in love with Marvel. Everything about this movie, like, it had the great villain, it had the great moments, the great scenes, just iconic imagery, everything about it. Like, every Avengers movie has had to stand up to this one, and so far failed, but just an awesome, awesome, awesome movie. I can't say enough about it. I mean, it's got so many great moments. You know, puny god moment, the scene where they're just going through the city and it shows a different Avenger using a special move of theirs as it flies through the city. Just an amazing movie. Really love it. And finally, my number one. Now, I talked a lot about the Avengers, but my number one is actually Captain America Civil War. Now, Captain America Civil War, I would have renamed it Avengers Civil War, because that's really what it was. It was an Avengers movie. It had all the cast from the Avengers movie, plus the addition of, you know, the new Spider-Man, the new Black Panther, and all these other great heroes, from AntMan to Iron Man to Cap to everybody was in this movie. Had so many great scenes. The airport scenes, what everyone talks about, where Ant-Man realizes he can be Giant Man, where Spider-Man first really gets his spotlight in the MCU. Just everything about it was just such an amazing scene. And then it has that iconic ending scene where Cap looks at Iron Man and says, you know, he was my friend. And Iron Man looks back at him and just says, I thought you were my friend. And just such a gut-wrenching scene that really tears two people apart. I really stand by. I think this is the best comic book movie ever made. I really love it because it's a hit, like a good and a bad when you look at it, because I really do think this is one of those movies that's a culmination of all the movies before it, and it's what I love about it as someone who has followed it for so long and loves continuity. But at the same time, it's a bad thing because I can't just hand this movie to someone and be like, this is amazing, you need to watch this. I need to be like, this is amazing. First watch this 5 years leading up to it. Then you get to this amazing thing. And that can be daunting to some people. And that's one of the problems we have in comics. But it's why I love comics. And it's why I love these comic book movies. Continuity. And when continuity comes together. So those are my top 5 comic book movies of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, comment below, and keep on reading those comics.